Welcome back, my subscribers. In this video, I talk about why I let go of the LEICA Q2. So, the LEICA Q2. This is an amazing and highly sought after camera. For many, just a dream or a camera that will never make sense to buy due to the cost to own. In the last year or more, this one, along with the Fujifilm X100 series, have skyrocketed on social media as the camera to have, that everyday camera. The camera you can take everywhere. The camera that is compact enough to bring and yet have impressive image quality and that look. I'm here a year and a half later to share that I sold mine and why I did. Did I not love the camera? No. I love the camera. The body, style, build, tactile controls, simple menu, amazing lens functionality, going from macro to regular in an instant was awesome. It felt rugged, ready to go anywhere. It was not the smallest, but small enough camera to take out. The image quality in those DNGs are among the best, if not the best, to work with. Whenever I pulled them into Lightroom, my favorite presets and color corrections just looked great quicker. It felt like there was a better starting point, not quite raw and flat as others, which may or may not be everyone's preference. What about the look? I'd say there is a look to it, and it's definitely the micro contrast. You look at an image and there's a crispiness to it on the subject, and the rest of it is out of focus even though there's a wide angle lens. There's a pop and vibrancy in the files. So looking at all my pictures now, here you first see the edited, then later on you'll see the straight out of the camera to see the difference. You'll see that they really told a story for me. I took this out to family gatherings, walks, product photos, for cats, and for fun. I see a year in review when I look at everything I shot. That's what the essence of this camera is. Capturing life, moments without any complications. So, why is it gone? A few things in no particular order. First one, and I know a couple of you might disagree because you have the manual focus option, is the autofocus. This is not a quick camera. For something that's meant to be ready for action to capture a moment of life, there were a couple challenges here and there. Contrast based was okay in some situations, but not for others. And I noticed that I took many double or sometimes triple shots of the same thing, just in case I had not captured things in focus. Anything with movement was a challenge to capture. If I prepared my shot a little bit, I would be more successful, but I wanted to really capture a candid moment and not pause it. So, straight out of a camera, the new Q3 kind of addresses this by adding presets and looks. The Q2 has a pretty average straight out of a camera in my opinion, as you'll see later on. The color JPEGs are okay, nothing special. You'll have to definitely edit the file to get a good looking image and a lot more color pop. However, in black and white, I saw myself shooting that a lot more. I would say the straight out of camera black and white was worth it and had a special look. So I did end up shooting a lot more and loving black and white, and this has definitely changed how I use my other cameras. The raw files. Yes, I said there were some of the best I've ever edited, however, getting to that image was sometimes a challenge. Highlights and shadows are many times miscalculated in camera, so this did contribute to me shooting extra frames either lower or higher exposure than I was actually seeing in the viewfinder. I noticed that I needed to overexpose pretty often to get a better image, but also at the risk of going too far by accident. Now video, yeah, this is not a video camera, but look, many other compact cameras have the hybrid capabilities to give us just a little bit more so we can capture a quick moment here and there. Nothing like cinematic, nothing movie level. I'd say the video performance was average, not much to say there. And again, the autofocus is not great, so it was a bit jittery when I did try it. Now, lens and camera controls. They're amazing and tactile. I used the macro quite a lot and enjoyed the feel of the lens and simple camera controls. However, many times, I was left wanting variety or something closer to 35 or 50mm to better isolate my subject. A 35 would have been game changer for me, and I think many times I used the internal crop tool just to see what that would be like, and it was a lot closer to what I envisioned my images to be. Sometimes 28 is too wide and not good on faces or detail shots due to the distortion of the wide angle. Now, I know a lot of people still rather 28, so that is definitely preference. So with all these things, I kept looking at my A7C II and the compact lenses that I could just swap for a day and just stick to that lens for a tighter look. High value. This is something I really want to talk about. Although other cameras out in the market may be more expensive when you consider the price of lens combined with the body, the Leica name and red dot has a reputation. For example, the A7R5 with a telephoto like a 70-200, that may end up costing more than this little Leica, but the Leica will get way more attention. And I actually experienced that. I had people ask me about my camera and the look more than I have ever had any other camera. No one's ever asked me about the 50G Master or a 70-200 or a 35-12 from Sigma. This camera got me questions, and although I wasn't unsafe, it made me feel uncomfortable to have to say what it was, knowing that it is associated with high value. This did make me hesitate where I went with it and how open I would wear it around my neck, ready to take a picture. Because as you know, there are places here and there, and even in cities where you wouldn't expect it, that are just becoming more and more unsafe when you're carrying things like this. So overall, what are my thoughts on this camera? I love the feel and images, but honestly preferred the spontaneity that is allowed by other cameras in similar size and more features. For example, the Fujifilm cameras, not necessarily the X100 series, or like the Sony A7C series. Heck, even the Lumix S9 I would imagine with the better autofocus. There are other options with interchangeable lens and hybrid video features. Yes, the fielding experience is going to be completely different, and if you're based on that and looking for that type of experience, I would easily say go Fujifilm, and that's exactly what I've done. So I'll cover that in another video of how I ended up with an X-T5, and maybe later down the road with an X100 6 or whatever, XE4, whatever I could be able to get for a decent price. So let me know your thoughts on your experience with this camera. Would I buy it again in the future? Like a future iteration? Maybe the Q3 or Q4, but again, the prices never quite drop. And for now, there are other options like Fuji, and like many people go from Fuji to Leica, but I think it's becoming more common to hear people going from Leica to Fuji because you still get the tactile controls, you get that legacy. There's a lot of value for money there. But I'd say it's apparent there's a lot more to unpack there, because it is personal preference, and that everyday camera for you might be different for someone else. So I hope you enjoy this gallery of images, just seeing what is the straight out of camera, what is the edited, what does it look like after taking hundreds of pictures with this camera, actually taking it out everywhere as much as possible. In the end, I think I'm going to have to revisit and think about what my new setup is providing me and whether that is filling that role that I want a camera to be. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and enjoy the remainder of these images. Thanks for watching.